imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
live now. So we're live now.
Hi. Hello. Hi, all you giant spiders and dragon riders. Good evening and welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where the story is made up and the XP doesn't matter. Welcome back to WovenRealm, a 13th Age independent broadcaster actual play. 13th Age is a wonderful D20 fantasy TTRPG published by Pelgrane Press. If you use the code Chromatic on their website, you can get a discount on their products. Without any further ado, we return yet again to the converged realm of Everencia with our wonderful cast. AJ as Constance of Eternal Trust, the Aasimar Paladin. Chris as Soren Silverthorn, the half-elf bard. Sam as Oleander Morgenstern, the spirit-born necromancer. And Lucy will be jumping in as Azara Solaris, the half-elf cleric at some point. And I am the one known as Puddins, or Alex, whichever you prefer, and I am the game master. I don't know why my notes still say Game Badger of this adventure and the oratory narrator, if you will. Thank you for joining us for this next episode of WovenRealm, the trial of Amaranth Willowbreeze. But first, we were discussing what happened last time because I somehow forgot. I accidentally erased a bunch of my notes, and it made me forget things. So the party did purchase a dragon tranquilizer.
Yes, I spent
in Ren's Run.
We did 300 money on it,
and they got a free harpoon gun in the deal. So I see this as a win.
So now Constance has a harpoon gun. Be scared.
Yes.
Excited. I'm so happy. She has a harpoon gun.
Oh no.
So then there was we got to spend some time in Ren's Run doing. I think we went to the. Did we do the? I don't remember. There's the mansion thing where we were mean to the gift shopkeeper.
Oh, you forgot about that. Yeah. We went to what is it, Lord Netram's mansion for the guided tour.
Yeah. Soren showed Azara the book, and the party is now in Shiverdelve, and that's where we last left off. Just go watch the last episode. It's a lot better at recollecting this than I am.
Soren also made maybe a business ally.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Soren almost got his head cut off. That's right.
It was great.
But she was an absolute wife.
Oleander had a great time.
Yes, this is true. And Oleander was told that it made sense to be up into the criminal shit. Anyway, last we left the party, it is the very early hours of the morning. Those early hours where the sun is barely peeking over the horizon. Most of the caravan is still snoozing away in their beds. All except for one. So, Oleander, what you up to in your in-room? Because you don't sleep.
I do not sleep. But Oleander still likes to sort of settle in as if they're going to sleep. So she's still in comfier clothes and is settled in with her hair is down and braided on one side, and she's got a ton of books around her in bed, and she's just sort of reading a few chapters from one and then switching, and she just kind of does that all night.
Okay.
But she will take a break to walk Ida also at some point.
All right. So you find yourself flipping through the books you have on lycanthropy, the subject matter seeming pretty relevant after stopping in town, and reading the newspaper at least. You find a passage that describes the creature you encountered at the Ren's Run Grand Central train station. A repliganger. A creature that can perfectly mimic others by merely observing them. You could never have imagined the varieties of lycanthropes and shapeshifters that exist in the realms. Perhaps Faye takes a moment to sketch some of the creatures into her journal based on the descriptions the old tomes provide. Your finger, tracing over the page, stumbles upon a passage that captures your focus. Lycus's gift to the realm, his dreadborn children, bear distinctive features from their kin. They often sport animal-like features, betraying the link to their lord. It is not uncommon for these dreadborn to carry the curse. And old shaman texts from Tuft Hollow tell of one of these children being chosen by the Lord. The texts debate the purpose of, and while you're reading, that's when your studying is interrupted by a loud single rap on the door and the sound of footsteps hurriedly descending the stairs in the hallway.
I will wait for a moment just to see if there's any more sounds, and if there's not, I'll go across and open the door.
All right, so you open the door, and you notice there's no one in the halls at this point. They're pretty empty. You kind of maybe hear snoring from one of the rooms over. Just but when you look back at the door, there is a note pinned to your door, and I will reveal something here in the Roll20. I got a lot of things going on in here. All right. I am showing you a handout titled The Stinky Newt Letter.
What?
Well, you're staying at the Stinky
I
Newt
know,
Cider
it's
House.
just funny.
I do enjoy a good adjective animal. The Lycanthropedia. Oh my god, yes!
Oh shit, that's so good.
Okay, that's officially a book in the setting. Add that to your inventory, Oleander.
I absolutely will. By 12-sided guy.
Yeah, by 12-sided guy, the Book of Lycanthropedia.
The
So-
Archmage 12-sided guy.
Archmage 12-sided guy. Yes, Giuseppe was a very famous archmage, but Oleander, you can read the note if you want. There is, I did put the transcribed text down below if fancy handwriting is not your forte.
All right. Friends of Badger Creek, it delights me to know there are others in Shiverdelve who have a knack for getting to the bottom of things. The kind of folk who are not afraid to get their hands dirty or a blade bloody. I believe your caravan's talents could be of great service to both Shiverdelve and the enclave of druids we call neighbors. I have access to coffers that can pay you handsomely for your work. I hope that by utilizing your talents and your unbiased neutrality towards the matter that we may be able to work together. If you're interested in working together an hour before midnight tonight, I will be waiting for you at the Falling Star Crypt at the edge of the Shire. S. That is not sketchy at all.
Nah.
Nope. Nope, not, nope.
I think she just sort of like, does a cursory look like up and down the hall, see if like maybe she can tell if there's anybody like still kind of like lurking or anything.
No one seems to be lurking from your just cursory look. If you want to do a more in-depth one, I'll allow you to make a skill check if you like.
Sure. What would you like me to roll for that?
Wisdom is usually the stat, I guess, that's linked to perception.
That's just a 12.
Alright, so yeah, there's really nothing going on in the halls. You swear you hear something, but then when you look out, it's just like one of the tavern cats kind of skulking about, looking for mice to prey on.
Okay. Olander sort of like frowns for a bit, judging the penmanship. Is it nice handwriting?
It is very nice handwriting. It's as if this person definitely has been taught a certain style of writing that you'd be familiar with. All right, Lucy's jumping in.
Oh, okay. Do we want to?
I just said admit.
Oh, okay.
We're doing it live like we always do.
Hello.
Hello, Izara. We are right now in the middle of the night. Oleander gets very early in the morning when everyone's still sleeping. Oleander gets a mysterious note saying, "Let's work together," and it has very nice penmanship.
As I just discovered, because she cares about that.
If you want to give it like an intelligence type of check on the penmanship, I'll let you. You've read a lot of like texts and stuff. Like maybe you've learned a few things from looking at. You're like one of those Pawn Stars people that gets called in to verify if a signature is real.
I mean, that actually would totally make sense. Like that, she would be good at handwriting stuff. Yeah, I'll see if there's something I can tell from it. Would that just be intelligence with my freaking nerd background?
Of course.
I love that I can say that. And that is a 20.
Ooh, yeah. So there's a few things you can notice. You can tell just from looking at the penmanship of this note because you're a nerd. You've kind of like probably brought it back into the room underneath lantern light, and you're like really examining it. You've gotten the magnifying glass out for appraising these things. It's definitely looks like the penmanship. It was written by a woman. You can tell from just certain qualities in the way that the writing was done. It was definitely done by someone of a magical origin. You're not sure how, but there seems to be pyromancy imprinted into their writing. And they were definitely well taught. Definitely, this is like noble
Okay.
quality handwriting here.
All right. Well, that is even more interesting, I think, then. Okay, I think after thinking for a few moments, Oleander's gonna go find Soren's room and give a knock.
I will open. Hello, I'm trying to sleep. Beauty sleep. I'll pull up my little face masky.
Yeah, sorry, I'm very sorry to interrupt. I know how sorely you need it.
Alright, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Look, I found this on my door. I don't know, this seems something more up your alleys than mine. What do you think of this? And I'll show you the note.
Can I make some sort of check as well, or is that everything there is to know?
I'll let you give your check on ciphers and things.
Intelligence, wisdom.
Intelligence would certainly be the check here.
7.
Soren, there's nothing to be really told from the note. It's a note for sure.
There's a lot of layers to this note I'm picking up on. Yeah, it sounds like a trap to me. I'll just hand it back.
Do you think so?
Well, yes, but I mean, I feel like this is exactly the party composition we need to run face first into a trap and think about it tomorrow, so.
Well, I mean, we don't really have time for tomorrow. Or is this... Oh, wait, no, because this is technically early in the morning, right?
Yeah,
Late
so
at
it's...
night? Okay.
Yeah, so you've got, like, time until... You got, like, a whole ass day still.
Okay, I was
Oh.
thinking this was like a crunch for time, and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
we have like an hour or something to decide what to do and get somewhere.
Alright, well, I'm happy to run headlong into a trap tomorrow, but for now I need my sleep, and I'll get on my little bunny slippers
Amazing.
and hand that out back.
Alright, well, sorry to disturb you. It is... I don't know. I just wanted to show this to you before I bring it to the others in the morning. Do you think this is somebody, you know, we can trust at all? I know it is a trap, but... Or you think it is a trap.
I mean, it's probably a trap. With the new people in town, if that would be my mark if I was a thief trying to steal all of our wealth. We do have some sort of prestige now, walking into a town with all of our magical doodads and things of that nature, weapons. So I would probably be looking to steal from us is the answer. But on the other hand, there is all this werewolf business going on that they obviously can't control, so perhaps that has something to do with it. That's my honest read of the situation. I'm willing to check it out either way because I would love to meet some fellow thieves, for one, or that are way nicer than the Sparrow, or we can deal with some werewolf stuff, so...
Alright, well... Then I suppose that's... We'll just have to try our luck tomorrow. I am... admittedly a little bit nervous. have been a bit of a bad judge of character in the past, so I am wary of approaching this.
Where were you when you got this? Were you just sitting in your room?
Yeah, I was just sitting there reading. It was attached to the door,
So somebody's definitely following us, regardless.
which is unsettling, I must say.
Here, I'm gonna kind of push past her a little bit and just do one of those high school kid jumping up and hitting the ceiling. And I'm gonna tap the touch of the ceiling and cast alarm on it with an eye. So if anyone comes through our hallway again.
Amazing. I love it.
Look, I'm not the tallest, alright? Don't tell the others.
I mean, Oleander just looks at you standing at 4'11" and is like, that's as far that's as an eye could do, so thank you.
You're welcome. Anyways, if anyone else comes again, the eye will open up and a loud-ass sound will play in my head that I couldn't sleep through if I tried, so... louder even than you're knocking at 3 a.m., so...
I am sorry to disturb you. It was just as alarming to get a strange note pinned to my door in the middle of the night, so thank you for hearing me out anyway.
Yes, I'm just teasing anyways. You can always come knock on my door, but... you know, try to do 1 a.m. Like I said, I don't sleep much, but you know.
Well,
There's
we can be sure
sometimes.
to bring it up with this letter writer if we meet with them tomorrow night.
That would be nice, thank you. Especially if they're going to keep following us and pinning messages on all our doors and stuff. But
Well, not all of our doors. Apparently, you're not the only ones who think I have an air of criminality about me.
whoa, I didn't say. I said that we have a lot of magical things on us. We all carry a certain appearance at this point, and I think that there's a lot of wealth that we we exude. And I think we need to be careful of that because honestly, we look like an easy mark. Some of us, half of us, actually all of us, look like we just woke up and now we're here and we've done nothing before that. So.
All right, very well. I take a point. I'm sorry to wake you.
That's all right. I'll see you in the morning.
Good
Also, don't
nap.
tell the others about the bunny slippers. And I just shut the door.
I'm like, oh, but they look so nice.
I know, that's why you shouldn't tell them. I don't want to embarrass them.
I'll head back to bed, but I'm gonna have Ida sort of stations near the door for the night. Oleander's
Okay.
sort of on edge still.
Are you all right there, AJ?
Yep.
Oh no, what did you put in chat?
No, Chris was just being funny.
I hit an unexpected Mulaney, and nobody even noticed except for AJ.
Ah, fuck.
I missed
How
it.
dare you!
Alright, we got this half of my Zoom call noticed.
Hey, that's my half too.
Nice.
That's the half for me too. All right, let's see here. So, does anything else happen in the night? Do I feel like being me? No, okay. We're gonna wake up the next morning feeling rested and better after your journey yesterday. The morning is yours, the day is yours. As you come down the stairs, there's a lot of talk in the Stinky Newt in the morning about a council meeting, a guild council meeting. They're having a meeting regarding the trial of Amaranth Willowbreeze. So they're having that meeting in the morning, and there's also talks of potentially detaining the sheriff for his actions. So up to you what you want to do with your day, though. That's the big stuff going on in town.
I feel as though we should probably go to this thing, the trial of Amaranth Willowbreeze, for no particular reason, just I have a feeling.
I don't know why you would say that. That seems weird, AJ.
It has such a nice title about it. I feel like we should check it out.
There is
I actually
no,
think we should
no
go the
reason.
opposite direction. Maybe
Oh,
stick
yeah.
around for a whole day.
Well, I
Let's
didn't-
go home, yeah.
I didn't know if you were gonna
Stop.
let's sit in on the local politics meeting, because we're just fuck off adventurers, or are you gonna go do what fuck off adventurers do?
I mean, what time is the meeting?
10 a.m.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's early enough to still let us do lots of other fuck off stuff through the day.
Yeah, I suppose so, depending on how long the meeting is.
That's true. We don't have this other thing until
11 p.m.
11.
Yeah.
Which I guess if we're deciding what to do throughout the day, Oleander will take the note out, if we're all, I don't know, sitting at breakfast or something.
Yeah, sure. And I'll actually keep notes on what your plans for the day are.
Well, I received this, late last night. I think we might have something of an appointment this evening.
Oh, Lucy, there's a handout in the roll 20.
Yeah, there's a letter
Thank
in
you.
the,
I should probably open that. That might be a good idea.
That's me usually. I should get my character sheet out. Alex, we've been playing for 2 hours. Yeah, I know.
No. Remember when we used to...
I'm in this tweet and I hate it.
Stinky Newt letter.
Yeah, it's the stinky
Yeah,
newsletter.
it is titled Stinky Newt Letter.
Amazing.
It's fantastic. Oh, it doesn't want to open for me right now until I recheck it. Whoops.
Oh my god, the picture of the dragon to tranquilize.
Oh yeah, there's also an entry for that under the items. Fun fact, that's just a whaling harpoon gun.
We're whalers on them.
Unbiased neutrality.
But there ain't no whales, so we don't tell tales and seek our whaling dude.
Oh my lord. Okay, so what's the plan for the day?
Well, I definitely want to attend to that meeting.
All right.
Is this like... Wait a second. Is the map up in the Roll20 of the town?
It should be.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be 10. You're at 9, the meeting's at 10. So, like, it's just, like, across the street.
This seems like a nice, well-populated area for Constance to proselytize.
Yes.
Constance is going to spend the entire day handing out pamphlets unless someone drags her somewhere else. Like,
all right.
literally, she will be, like, handing out pamphlets, using her own money to buy meals for, like, people on the street, and saying, you can do better. It's okay. I have the answer. Here's this pamphlet.
Okay, so it's been a week and I've completely forgotten everything we intended to do ever.
That's okay. I forgot the whole last episode, so you're great.
Perfectly fine.
You're good. So I don't even like the goal. You arrived in Werewolf Town. They have a werewolf problem. You read that's what the paper said. And that's what kind of everyone was kind of alluding to when they were all kind of.
So I
menacingly
need to
hinting at
figure
this
out
here.
why the Moonlit King is invested in werewolves and lycanthropy. Like, I know he hates the other moon because it was stolen from him and it is no longer part of his influence, yes?
Yeah, the blood moon was taken from him.
Lycus stole it, okay.
He had said that, like, there was, someone else like us here, like, to Zara.
He
Yeah.
said, like, if you think I'm bad, you should see what's happening in Shiverdelve or something?
Yeah, if you think I'm scary with the moon, you should see what Lycus gets up to.
Okay, I really want to fuck up the Moonlit King's day, though. Question is, what is the most efficient way to do that?
Side with the werewolves. Got it.
Also not a great plan.
Well, I think we all want to go to the meeting at least.
Yeah,
So-
let's start there, and then we can think of course of action, I think, once we have gathered some more information.
All right. Constance, are you going to be dragged to the guild council meeting, or are you going to just be outside handing out pamphlets?
I feel like I will probably start off like I'm going to start handing out pamphlets, and then someone drags me back and says I have to
Okay.
go to the meeting. Whoever wants to drag me back.
I will steer Constance away from doing that.
Are we still technically in the Empire right now? Or...
No, you are in contested territory between Highguard and Maywood.
Ooh,
Okay.
contested territory. Perfect.
Cool, that means Oleander's like, oh, okay, do whatever then. Have fun. We're not gonna get immediately arrested for heresy, so hand out your pamphlets. Better here than anywhere in the Empire. Maybe
I guess-
she'll run out.
I guess no one's stopping Constance from handing out pamphlets.
I'm
today.
stopping
Oh,
Constance.
yeah,
I will step
Azara
in.
is.
I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. So Azara, you yank Constance into the guild council meeting. It seems really important. So the sheriff, of course, so the way the guild council, you get the idea, or if you ask someone, they explain, is that all the major guilds and factions and whatever, they all elect a head to represent their interests in the guild council. And so the sheriff is actually the elected official for the Shire outside the town walls, but he's not here because, well, they were going to talk about detaining him. So the meeting goes on for like 4 hours. It's a lot of debating about like what to do about the werewolf druids living in the forest. It's very like there's a lot of stuff they're talking about that you're not really familiar with because you've been away for like a month. So you don't really know what's been going on. But a lot of it seems to be the sheriff was acting to protect his people. That's one camp. And the other camp is So there are two camps. There is Sylvia's camp. Sylvia is a rather proper, elegant, yet fierce-looking red-haired Valkyrie. She is the Grandmaster of the Resolute Valkyries, the protectors of Shiverdelve. She believes that she's been championing for proper investigation into the matter for a long time, instead of pointing the finger at the enclave of druids. She decries the sheriff's actions and believes he should be forced to step down from his role. And she's actually the minority, where the majority want to just take Amaranth to trial. They just want to be done with this werewolf curse stuff. If they're actually guilty, the trial will reveal it, and if so, we get rid of the problem. And that's, it seems, even though the newspaper said all the council members decried the sheriff, a lot of them seem to be siding with him now on the matter. So it's a long, drawn-out 4 hours, and you do notice there's a well-dressed half-ogre in the meeting, just kind of watching and nodding, puffing on a cigar. He's bald, and he looks like he's got money. Like, speaking of Soren talking about easy targets and whatnot, this guy's loaded.
Does he seem to lean to one side or the other? Like, does it seem he agrees with the council or the Valkyries more?
Oh, he's totally in the sheriff's camp. He's like over there on the side of the council and like even like during the recesses, some of those guild members are like talking to him and shit.
I'd like to sit on as close to him as possible without making it weird.
All right, give me a nice like charisma background check to make it look like you're like blending in.
21.
All right, so you're able to get a comfortable distance, but you don't get too close that you would provoke his well-dressed ogre bodyguards. Like his ogre bodyguards, like bouncers. They've got like the dark jackets and everything. And you're sitting close enough within earshot to kind of hear what's going on. A lot of these, especially the logging. The Carpenter and Woodworkers Guild seems to be in his pocket already. And they're all asking him about, like, money. And his name, Jeffrey Zebros. Soren, you probably recognize that name. Jeffrey Zebros is an ogreish half-ogre entrepreneur who has a very refined look. He has a fine dark jacket over a vest and white shirt. It's hard to miss his big bald noggin, and he has a tough-looking jaw and a face that has seen years and a thick brow, but his lips seem to be in sort of a pensive smile always. Soren, you know he became involved in the world of business when he started his steam carriage courier service in Novarium, which became quite a success. And he used his wealth to strike a fortune by starting the Zebros Aether Company.
This is like the guy my family wants to fuck up.
Yes, I'm scared. Where are the memes? Where are they? Everyone's laughing.
No, we're laughing at you.
Oh.
It's your fault.
You are the meme.
You're the
Shit.
meme.
Oh. Oops. I misread the room. But yes, this is like, he's the dude that your organization wants to take money from. He's definitely up there on the list. But yeah, it seems a lot of these guild council members, they seem to be really, they're very much interested in his opinions on the matter and asking about how much he can fund for certain things like walls and militias and weapons to fend off werewolves and things.
Is nothing the answer?
Oh, wait, what's the question?
Is he contributing nothing to these causes? Because that would be annoying.
You do overhear a conversation with him and the woodworkers about plans to acquire the local lumber company into his own business empire, and the Woodworkers Guild is very interested in that, you can tell.
All right. I might try to get this guy's ear later, but I'm gonna just let him be for now.
Yeah, you don't want to try and sneak up on this guy.
No.
For the record, Azara is getting increasingly irritated / angry / indignant. She's sitting on it, but she is. And she's taking notes.
All right. Any other questions about things during the meeting? Anything important?
So the general sort of vibe of the locals is that they're totally cool with what the sheriff did.
Oh, they think he's a hero. He's a hero for what he did. He's the only one doing something about this werewolf problem that Sylvia and the Resolute Valkyries have been sitting on for 2 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, the locals, like, whenever it's talking about taking Amaranth to trial, all the locals are, like, up in roars. It's like, order, order in the council hall.
So only of, like, the people speaking up, Sylvia and the Valkyries seem to be like, let's wait. Do we see anybody else in, like, this meeting hall who seems to be sort of on the side of, like...
In her camp?
Let's slow our roll? Yeah.
Yeah, the Archmage Felicity of the Weave is in that camp.
Okay.
Also, someone who... Oleander would recognize them to be dressed in a very similar vein to Uncle Siggy. So definitely probably a former Black Coat. He seems to be representing the founding families. He's in Sylvia's camp. As are the Astral Star faithful. And the clergy to Celeste, because they kind of just go wherever the Valkyries go, because they're basically one and the same. But yeah, those are the only other folks really, really supporting Sylvia's effort for a proper investigation.
Right. Okay. That's just sort of, like, good to know. Oleander's, trying to keep track of who's on, what side.
All right, and who's on the other side in the sheriff's camp? You have the Brewers and Vintners Guild, the Carpenters and Woodworkers Guild, the Delveshire, the Lorelei Faithful, the Merchants Guild, the Shipping and Ferry Guild, the Quagshire, and the Weavers Guild. Literally everyone who's got everything to lose from the werewolf problem.
The Lorelei Faithful.
Yeah.
Can we get a quick rundown on their situation?
So there are two sets of gods that we know of, the gods of the land and the gods of the realms above. We've been focusing a lot on the gods of the realms above. Lorelei is one of the gods of the land. Chris can probably fill us in better on that than I can.
Yep, so in old lore, so we know Estisha and the fire god created the two halves of the world, but she created everything else that was made. So she created all the land and things of that nature. So I mean, I don't want to speak to what's going on, but I would assume she wouldn't be too pleased with the proceedings. So I'm sure that her faithful are not super pumped.
Yeah, and they're also like their place is like kitty corner to the druids little tree home area, so they're not very keen on being right next door to them. Also, if anyone is anyone really invested in the local stories and lore at all? All right. Well, the Lorelei faithful have dealt with werewolf problems in the past. One of their priests kind of became one and kind of maybe turned that part of their religious history into a cult, and it was not a good time for anyone. His name was Gorgoth, the Wolf of Eden. He was a cleric druid who became infected with lycanthropy. No one's really sure how. And the teachings of Lorelei's realm is Eden, which is a garden within the realm of Arcadium, and that her priests believe in bringing Eden to the realm, essentially wilderness over civilization. Gorgoth basically said, Lycus is the way we restore the world to Eden, because we just destroy civilization and let primeval nature take over. So they're definitely, they want to have a very big anti-werewolf stance. When it comes to being against werewolves, they're going to go the hardest way of saying, get rid of them. So it's a lot of like, there's a lot of history here, and there's a lot of politics and things going on here that definitely the party is catching on to, but because you're there for 4 hours, you can catch on, but there's definitely a lot of holes that need to be filled for all these details.
And just reading the room, how many people seem like real convinced Guy is the guilty party? And how many people seem like we just want to take a hard line against werewolves, no matter who is up there?
Most of them believe they're the guilty party. Most of the locals believe they're the guilty party. The Lorelei faithful definitely are trying to have an anti-werewolf stance. They kind of almost need to out of necessity due to their history. Other than that, though, most of the folks, at least the business ones, their decision seems more business-based than anything. Like, oh, the sooner we get rid of the werewolf problem, the sooner our businesses start making money again.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
I know, this is very thrilling. It's like IRL politics.
Unfortunately, they matter.
But eventually the meeting
Sorry,
lets
stuffed
out.
my face with food.
No, you're good. The meeting eventually lets out, and it's slow getting out of there. You probably don't get back out into town till like 2 p.m. because it's like an hour to get out of the crowded guild council hall.
Okay, step 1, lunch.
All right. There's
I suppose.
any number of places you could go. You can find food to eat, and you probably have a nice meal. And we'll say you stop at Port Edward for some seafood. And you can discuss how your feelings on the guild council meeting if you so desire.
It's probably a good idea.
So that was enlightening.
It was
It really was.
extremely long.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, we're anti-werewolf, right? Do we need to make a stance? I don't really know.
Well, anti-werewolf perhaps, but also, pro-justice and due process and defending the rights of the innocent.
I cannot say I am too much of a fan of the behavior of the sheriff.
I didn't hear much actual evidence, did you?
Not that I heard. It is one thing, to be concerned about these werewolf attacks and to have some mistrust of them, but it is certainly another to go extrajudicially restraining this man, and who knows what will happen to the rest of his people if he gets fully processed.
I'm not so much a fan as blind vengeance.
I'm not too sure what we can do. It seems somebody in town thinks we might be able to do something.
We could investigate ourselves.
Well, I think we need to decide for sure then if we want to meet with the author of this letter tonight. If they are someone who was present, that would be good to know.
I think we should at least give them a chance to put forth their case.
Yeah, I think we meet them. I expressed to Oleander last night, when Faye told me about the note, that it might be a trap, but I'm honestly, it might be worth falling into just so we know what is going on in town.
I forget, where did it say to me? I closed it.
The Falling Star Crypt, which is number 1 on the map.
Oh, crypts are super not sketchy, that's for sure.
I wanted to check out the crypt anyways, so this is just an excuse, really.
Here, I'll even take us to the bigger area map because it's not all to scale. Scale is relative. So you'd have to you're going a bit outside of town to go to the crypt to meet this person.
I see it now, yeah.
It
Okay.
is a somewhat menacing location to suggest, but it is also sanctified ground to suggest they're not looking for violence.
And, I mean, to be frank, this letter only cites Badger Creek, and I was not there, and if you think you are going to set a trap for me in a House of the Dead, well, I don't think it will go quite as well as you think.
A good point. Does beg the question why the note was set on your door.
Yeah, it does. She just sort of, like, glowers. Soren had actually, like, pointed out when they were going to the Sparrow that, like, Oleander seemed the type to be into, like, shady shit, which was why she had made that comment to him, like, last night. So she's kind of gives Soren, like, just a grumpy glare for a minute when Azar, like, comments, like, I don't know why this was on Oleander's door.
You're as sketchy as me. Soren just whispers. This is a total deviation from what we're talking about right now, but we're not that far away from a Felper caravan, so after this, if we wanted to go ask about your fucking curse that we still haven't figured out.
That would be a good thing to do.
We'll have some time to, you know, kill, so to speak, before our meeting.
Although it is my understanding that Felper caravans kind of roam around, so who knows how updated this is, but...
Worth looking.
Did we see, like, the caravan when we came into the town? You're muted.
You came from the north, so no,
Okay.
you would not have seen them.
I don't know, we came by airship, so I wasn't sure if we could, like, still see.
Oh, they would have been like a speck. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay. I don't know, my sense of scale.
I'm trying to think. Maybe you would have seen it while landing, but like it would have just looked like a camp to
Yeah.
you.
No idea what it was. Okay.
Like I'm trying to think.
Anyways,
I'm like I wouldn't be able to tell shit from
Yeah.
the sky.
Anyways, I didn't mean to depart us, but that is something that has been bothering me more and more lately, so... Anyways, I'm down to go fall into this trap. I don't see what the worst that could happen is. I feel like we kind of kick everyone's ass right now, honestly, especially at a crypt, so I feel like we're good.
I am less confident in our abilities, personally, and also less inclined to dare the universe at this point. But I do
Alright.
think we should go.
I'll do the daring for both of us then.
Please do not.
I must say, I rather wish we had Shaw with us if we are about to go walk into a potential trap.
I'd rather have Shaw with us, period.
I mean, if he was in big dragon form, I would rather have Shaw, but honestly, he kind of stumbled us into a lot of trouble, so I don't really know if we want Shaw with us in this specific situation. But again, if we had
definitely
big dragon
want Shaw
Shaw...
with us. We want
No,
Shaw
I'm
with
not-
us all the time.
Sure, I love Shaw. It's nothing against it. I just I feel like sometimes we have to bail him out of like certain situations, and this like knowingly going into a trap probably isn't Shaw's strong suit, unless he is that big dragon that we did see the other day. Then that would be perfect. But
I mean, keeping him away from the politics may have been fortunate.
thank you. That's all I'm trying to say.
I think Olander's just like watching Soren like dig himself deeper, like talking to Constance.
All right, Constance. How about this? To make up for it, I'll carry my bag for an entire day.
Oh, it is fine. I have gotten quite used to it, and it is helping me to grow stronger.
She's still carrying your bag?
Oh,
Look,
yes.
Chris feels bad,
Would you-
but Soren loves it.
That's
Would you like
your
me to
bag,
carry yours
Soren?
as well?
No, thank you, Constance. That's very kind of you, but it is my set of belongings, therefore it is my responsibility.
Yeah, right. Anyways, werewolves, right? Wow.
Oh, yes, werewolves.
Yeah.
So I was reading about how difficult it is to cure lycanthropy. Did I see what the actual cure is, or just like?
There's only like a few known cures. 1, seek out a biomancer. Shame, most of them are dead. 2, find some Silverblade nomads who are willing to do their secret occult ritual where they open you up for open heart surgery and coat your heart in silver. That's the other option. If it's not too advanced, it's a little easier to cure. You can use some restorative magics, but yeah, if it's deep along the line, it's really hard to cure.
Okay, well, none of that sounds ideal.
No.
Or feasible for us at this juncture.
Although Oleander doesn't know this because they weren't around yet, but the party does know some Silverblade nomads. If we wanted to try to find people to ask more.
That is true.
Also, one of them was a Felper, so.
Hey,
Also true. I
two
don't
birds
know
on
how
stone.
to contact them.
Were they here when we saw them with Emmy last, or was
Yes.
that in a different town?
No, that was here. They were here specifically because there was
I
werewolf
think they
stuff.
are here. I think they're still currently here. Right? Why not? Right.
Who? Oleander doesn't know.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was Sam, not Oleander.
I fill Oleander in.
Oh, well, if you have some friends who would be far more well versed in this, I think that would be a great idea to find them.
They're certainly worth asking. I am concerned they might be more inclined to stab first.
I mean, they have this entire ritual, for their cures, so
That is
maybe that is not quite their policy.
That is true. In previous conversations with them, they seemed very on board the elimination route, but it's worth asking.
I could probably find him. Let me see what I can do. I'm gonna go try to put the word out that I'm looking for these people.
It's not long before you hear something. You're kind of asking around, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, they were kind of they went to go check out a werewolf den, and they didn't come back."
Oh shit! Well, my good sir, do you know the direction of this werewolf den? We just lost some friends. If this is true.
Not really. I'm just trying to get by, man. I hear things. I read the news like every good citizen. But I don't got time to affix where the werewolf den was.
Sure. 5 silver for your trouble. 5 more if you ever find anything else out.
Quite kind of you, sir.
Yeah. No problem. Have a nice meal on me.
Have a jolly day.
I'll walk back to my friends. Yep, they're dead. We need new friends.
Wait, what?
Who is dead? Why? Oh, no, we already have all of our friends here. Mine is 2.
Well, no. I believe her name was Sapphire, and the guy had a very similar name to Oleander, didn't he?
Yes, he did. That's why he
yes.
had to die.
Well, shit.
Oh no!
Coriander, I want to say.
Bad luck, old chap!
Sucks, Sam.
That's rough, buddy.
I don't know how to tell you this. Your claim's denied.
So they went to a werewolf den and never came back. No idea. I pried and I pried. No idea where the werewolf den is. No leads. So we might be on our own.
Well, I am sorry about your friends.
Well, that's
They weren't really my friends.
distressing news.
I mean, we only did run into them a few times, and both times they thought I was rather weird.
That's true, they did think you were odd. But, I mean, they seemed good. Decent, at least. They were trying to do good in the world.
Yes.
Well, if they were able to find this werewolf den, it means we should be able to find it somehow too. Maybe we'll be able to find at least some more answers for you about what happened to them. But I am sorry.
Before we fall into the trap tonight, in the meantime, I think that Violetta is in town with the Weave, and I was hoping to go ask her if she knew anything more about what was going on, but if there's typically how that has worked in the past is there's been a bit of an exchange of information. Is there anything you want me to avoid telling the Weave that we have seen in the past month?
Oh.
Like, are we
Sam
okay
needs
with
a
them
minute to
knowing?
think.
Yeah, like, that's a good question, is there?
Sam needs a minute. Is there something that we don't want them to know?
Like, are we okay with them knowing about the Moonlit King and our encounters with him?
It's a good question.
I'm trying to think. I feel like Oleander would probably be pretty trusting of the Weave for what it's worth, because they're like, you know, a well-renowned magic academic institution, you know.
Be wary of what you tell her regarding the Heart of Life and the Dream Heart, for that matter.
What do I have again? I've got the Dream Heart.
Dream
right?
Heart, yeah.
I mean, that is a good point. We have been warned that there will be many others searching these. Even if we trust people in the Weave, we don't want anyone else to lay claim to any before we can.
Nobody else in the gang knows that he told me he was my grandfather, right?
No, no one else
Cool.
knows.
No,
I don't think you told anyone.
I super did not know.
Whoops.
Alright, well, I guess, if no one's against me at least having an audience with her, I'm gonna try to get some more information out of her. She's been here a few days, at least, so maybe she will know something about the direction of our friends, the den, something about this S figure who signed the note. I don't know, anything.
What does she do within the Weave? Is she highly ranked, or...?
No, she's kind of an apprentice, right? But she seems to travel a lot for them, kind of investigate weird going-ons and report back kind of thing.
Okay. Well, interesting.
Yeah, she's been a decent friend to us so far. Traded information about Badger Creek and such.
Well then, I suppose if you have a friend you can get some information from, it would not be a bad idea.
Alright, I'm gonna call her on my rock phone.
All
My
right.
rock phone.
Amazing.
She answers. It takes quite a few rings. Hi, yes, Soren, is that you?
Sarah, is this a good time to talk? Oh, sorry, this is Violetta. I must have called the wrong individual.
Of course.
But I was meaning to get a hold of you too, so.
Yes.
Yeah, I did make it to Shiverdelve. I was trying to figure out some more information about the going-ons. Thought we could swap some info.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to meet and exchange information. Are you okay? You seem rather cross lately.
Great. What do you mean? I'm fantastic. We've had quite a few weeks, though, I will say.
Okay, well, we can discuss more when we meet. Well, I was thinking perhaps 8, Port Edward.
Sounds lovely.
See you then.
Alright.
So, time passes. If there's anything anyone else wants to do, speak now. The Felper Caravan's like a few hours out of town, a few hours back, so if you want to do that, it'll have to be a quick trip.
Ooh.
I mean, is it something that would make sense where, like, depending on when Soren gets back, we go there before our meeting? You know, and, like, go from the
Well, Soren's thing is
Caravan's
probably
right
going to
there.
take until the meeting, because you're going to have to get to the meeting still.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. Up to you, Azara.
I mean, the big question is, do we have time?
Just enough. What I'm saying is you're not gonna have time to diddle-dally.
Or to like scout the location out.
Yeah.
Might be a tomorrow thing. We have a little more time.
Go tomorrow.
Sure. So we'll try the caravan tomorrow then.
Alrighty. So, Soren, how do you want to look for your meeting with Violetta?
Well, I don't have any other clothes, so I'm gonna look the same as usual.
Perfect.
Season 2, Season 3 maybe.
All right. So you meet up with Violetta at the fancy restaurant of Port Edward. You were there for lunch earlier, but to heck with it. Tonight's special is clam chowder, so it's a good time. Unless you don't like clam chowder, then it's not a good time. So she kind of meets with you, and you kind of get a table, and she's just like, "Okay, Soren. So it's good to see you again. It's been some time."
Yes, you look lovely this evening, and I will pull out her chair and let her sit down. Take my own seat.
Always the gentleman.
Was raised correctly.
I can tell. Now, you care to tell me about these past few weeks of yours? No, well, it's been like a month at least.
It's been a while. What I will tell you is there was a very strange scenario where we were turned into woodland creatures for a little bit.
Okay.
I was a fox, of course.
Oh yes, the silver fox, right?
Silver fox, yes, correct, yep. Everyone else was some sort of assorted creature.
Oh, I hope one of them turned into a ferret. That would have been hilarious.
I think there was a ferret, if I'm recalling.
I always found them quite humorous.
Yeah, funny creatures. Anyways, and so that was really weird, and then we overthrew some squirrel king. Honestly, the whole thing feels like a fever dream, and it feels
sounds
like
it would feel like one.
kind of took some mushrooms, but I'm pretty sure it was real. It was like a shared experience, so.
Okay, interesting. I'd sent someone out into that region to go collect artifacts for me.
We met him. He was a skunk, so take
so
that as
you've
how
met
you
Miles then.
Yeah, the skunk. Yes, I'll be referring to him then as the skunk, but.
Is everything okay, Soren? You seem to be rather bothered by discussing Miles.
No, he seemed like a great chap. I hope that the two of you live a long, happy life.
What? What do you mean, Soren?
Miles said the two of you were quite familiar, is all I'm saying.
We're business associates. He does contract work for me.
Sure, yeah. I've heard that one before, Violetta.
No, I'm being very serious. Miles and I are nothing more than business partners.
Well, regardless, I feel like I'm more in a business mindset lately anyways, so. But you should definitely talk to Miles and make sure he's not.
I thought you had better judgment, Master Silverthorn.
Well, he's a skunk, I couldn't tell.
I'm a busy woman, and I do not have time for childish games like this.
Exactly,
Look,
that's what I'm saying.
Look, I'm Violetta. It's not easy to win over my heart, Soren. You have to be an absolute 10. Miles is a 7 at best.
You should see him as a skunk. He was more like a 4.
Oh, I'm sure, and I bet you it was hilarious. You didn't see me almost spit out my drink when you mentioned he was a skunk?
It smelled horrible.
Yes, you see, nothing to worry about with him. He's a 7. I'm so out of his league.
Fantastic. Well, anyways, I think that perhaps, fuck, how do I say this? I've never broken up with somebody. I think that was Chris. I think that maybe we should be more business associates going forward as well. Not because you're not a lovely person, just because it's weird not seeing you for like a month and then we just kind of pop in and out. You know, it's
I understand. You. I didn't imagine that the Soren Silverthorn would be looking for something more steady. Is all. I guess I misread you.
That part doesn't exactly matter, but I'm just saying in general.
Or is there someone else? That's okay.
No, there's nobody else.
Was it the purple-haired lass? She is lovely.
Nope, we're friends. I'm friends with my entire party.
Definitely not the bimbo. No. The one you have carrying your bags.
Oh my god. All right, well, let's get that information and then I'm gonna leave.
All right, what are you looking for then?
I'm just kind of curious what's going on in town. Give me a second.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's so mean to Constance.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
She's just Soren as a woman.
Constance doesn't register it as being mean. So
I
it's
won't tell.
fine.
I won't tell
Poor
Constance
baby.
anyways. I was just hoping to get a better grasp on what's going in town. We were at the town meeting today.
Oh,
and
yes, a nightmare. Ugh. I told Felicity just should be done with it, but Felicity wants to look into things further, and that's why I'm still here.
Are you her apprentice? Remind me how that relationship.
I'm Saren's
not trying
apprentice.
to shade, but
we're
okay.
we're both Saren's apprentice, just her before me, and
Sure.
I have a different function. Felicity's more cut out for the role she has in the weave. I'm not very good with children or young adults.
Don't say. Constance is pretty young, actually, so that
Oh, I am actually not the youngest.
Constance just across the bar, just
We're not all there.
Constance is
Oh.
just like.
Sorry. Anyway, Constance isn't actually the youngest.
Who
That's
is?
funny. Zara.
Aw, baby Azara.
I
So
think I'm the youngest by like a year.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I didn't have much more information to pay up with. So I was just hoping to learn a little bit more about what your reading on the situation in town is. Anything that our party should be aware of. We were asked to come here by someone that.
Care to share who? There's a lot of folks interested in what's going on here. I'm sure you saw Zebros at the meeting.
Yes. You know what? I don't care to share. You can tailor your information you give me in the same manner. That's only fair. But I think I'm going to keep that one a secret. So.
All I can really tell is that there is something going on with the lycanthropes around here. That is for certain. I would be careful of the druids if I were you. They are afflicted with the curse. I do know that. But Amaranth seems to at peace with himself, with his curse, with the moon. To be the kind who would turn into a werewolf and rip someone apart.
Wait.
It seems out of character.
Could you? So all of the druids are cursed?
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes, Amaranth is
Oh.
attempting to teach them to maintain and control their curse so they can live something of a normal life.
I must have misunderstood. I didn't realize all of them were cursed.
Yes, that's why the town wants them gone. Can you blame them?
Well, right. I knew that, but I didn't realize that they had already been all successfully cursed. Okay. Well, that's more problematic, I guess. I must have misunderstood.
Yes. Sylvia has a friend with them. Let's ask her about him.
Okay.
Alright, well, is this business interaction done?
Damn. Yes. Business
Alright.
dismissed.
And she just kind of leaves coins on the table, and she's like, "You have a wonderful evening, Master Silverthorn. I am going to study and think."
Right, I'll be doing the same.
As I said, be careful with those druids. I don't trust anyone with a curse.
Regardless of how this interaction went this evening, I do trust your judgment, and I appreciate your counsel.
No ill will towards you, Soren. You have a good one.
You as well.
And
I'm just
she-
gonna leave like, holy shit, that sucked. What the fuck happened in there? Just like the whole way home, I'm just berating myself like, I've been gone way too long. I'm really losing the gifts of home. What is fucking happening?
Poor Soren. So Soren comes back from a disastrous date. And
Business exchange.
Yes, it's time to go visit S, or at least make your way over there.
I'll fill everyone in on the walk over that Violetta doesn't trust the werewolves necessarily, so.
Okay.
But also doesn't feel like they're gonna rip someone's head off, so she's kind of on the fences with that.
Well, if it seems like they are not necessarily uncontrollably dangerous, I'm certainly a bit more wary of whatever the sheriff is doing.
If they are actively working and making strides towards controlling their lycanthropy, then it seems actively cruel to decide that they don't deserve that chance if we have no real true evidence that they've done something wrong.
This whole thing it does not sit right, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it is... I don't know. It is considered a curse, right? Like, it's not... But if they're given the curse willingly, I don't know.
And if they are able to, use their abilities with it without harming others who do not want it, as long as if we can establish whether or not this druid group are responsible for the attacks, I mean, there's a big wilderness area all around here. I admit it might be unlikely for there to be more werewolves, but there certainly could be.
Are we very sure it was werewolves?
Yes.
Okay. Because it could be a frame-up.
Now, this has been a long-term issue. I mean, there was some level of black coats at the meeting today, and they would certainly not show up if this was not to be a concern. But your Freund Soren did not have any strong opinions herself?
It seemed like she was kind of riding the fence. It's not really her quarry, or her concern. I don't know why I said that word, but I'm a little flustered. The meeting didn't go great, I'll be honest, but I'm hoping the next meeting goes better. And she's on the fence, is what I'll say. That's all I got.
Well, I do wish we had something more stable to go on. Perhaps our meeting will give us some actual answers.
Yeah, I think y'all should do the talking at the meeting. I'm in a bit of a funk.
Well, whoever it was left me a note, so
Perfect.
let's see how that goes.
Alright, so after the sun falls from the horizon, the night grows chilly. Beyond the rustle, trees rustle in the breeze, and you can hear the howls of wolves in the distance. You make your way through the streets of the night, much quieter here than when you stopped here a month ago. You make your way toward the gate, out toward the Shire, outside the walls. The guards who open the gate for you are bewildered to see a set of travelers wishing to go out at night during these times. You make your way through the village and farming community outside the Resolute Cathedral's walls, the stone path turning to dirt as you make your way toward the Falling Star Parish, walking outside the walls of the Weave University. You make your way through a meadow of wildflowers, receding as autumn progresses further. A spiked rusted iron fence surrounds a large cemetery within the area, where you see mausoleums stand as homes for the dead along a cobblestone path that runs throughout the crypt's grounds. The dark blue stones of the crypt almost blend in with the night, reflecting the reddish hue of the blood moon. You pass through the gate, walking past stones. It is wise to maintain vigilance, as anyone or anything could be waiting to strike out from the shadows. You pass by mausoleums dedicated to old, forgotten heroes, and the crumbled gravestones of the Guardi long dead, their names claimed by history. You see a beacon of light in the dark of the night. and holding aloft a glowing sword and a soft reddish glow, stands the silhouette of a woman at the foot of the crypt. She begins to approach slowly, her form beginning to take in sight and the night. Approaching is a striking half-elf woman that you saw earlier at the guild council meeting with fire-red hair. On her forehead rests a set of welder's goggles folded up on a winged headband that she wears. She's not incredibly tall, but she certainly looks fierce. She wears deep purple robes over what sounds and looks to be a set of chainmail. She's an impressive figure to be told, and in words that have been used to describe the moon goddess, beautiful yet deadly. She speaks with the confidence of a battle-hardened warrior, but yet maintains a social elegance about her. Sincerest apologies for the cryptic approach. There are many prying eyes and listening ears in Shiverdelve these days, and I knew somehow I could trust you.
Well, I would be lying if I said I rather wish you had picked something a little less alarming to ask for a meeting, but I certainly understand the concern.
I must apologize. Due to my role as, Lady Sylvia of the Resolute Valkyries, and you must be this Caravan that I've heard so much about.
That is us. My name is Oleander Morgenstern. These are my companions, Constance, Azara, and Soren.
And the sword continues to glow bright orange gold as she brings it up to greet you in a dignified manner. She kind of like makes like a salute and bow. So
Oleander gives like a pretty formal like curtsy.
Oh, yeah, Constance does an exaggerated curtsy.
Yes.
Azara bows.
Bow to
I've heard.
anyone.
What's up?
Soren doesn't bow to anyone.
I'm hoping that I'm glad you came because, as the leader of the Resolute Valkyries, it is my duty to protect all the inhabitants of Shiverdelve, both those within and without the walls, despite what the sheriff may tell you. And part of those folk include the people of the Enclave of Druids. And what Sheriff Jennings is doing is a disservice of justice.
Well,
I'm offering... Well, go ahead.
Oh no, please, you continue.
I am offering my own personal salary on top of the funds that those in my camp were able to raise. 25 silver pieces, 2,500 silver pieces, 2,000 of that my yearly salary. That's how serious this matter is to me.
And you are looking for simply some sort of evidence of the Enclave's guilt or innocence?
Correct. We need to make sure that we can establish that there should be a trial in the first place. And I'm hoping to enlist a neutral party who has proven themselves with such delicate yet bloody matters. And I heard about your work in Badger Creek.
Well, to be honest, I did not witness this group's Wunderball skills at that time, but I have witnessed it since then, and
But
they are certainly something to behold.
But you all bear the pin of official arcane procurers for a magical academy, so you must be worth some salt, and definitely worth the coin that I'm offering for your services.
Oh, well, I mean, certainly. I mean, I certainly do have years of expertise at the Operix Academy to assist, so don't misunderstand what I am saying. We are, I think, more than glad to do what we can to investigate. But I'm curious, I understand that you believe that this is a miscarriage of justice. Do you have a strong opinion or sense one way or the other that this Enclave is guilty or innocent?
I do because I have a friend, let's call him, in the Enclave. He's grown I've grown to trust him very much, and he trusts me very much. We could go there and speak to him about the werewolves.
It might not be a bad idea. I imagine is it safe to go there to speak? I mean,
They are peaceful people. Just go and merely ask for Fenris.
okay. Should we tell this Fenris that, you sent us if you are good
Yes.
friends?
Yes, he trusts me very much. If you tell him that I sent you, he should be pretty open. Do not be alarmed, though, if the druids do come off as defensive, for they have been receiving much judgment and mistreatment at the hands of the other folk.
I will be sure to keep that in mind. We certainly do not want to do anything to escalate the issues between the townsfolk and the Enclave, so we will be sure to handle this, I think, with as much tact as we are able.
Well, judging by...
Lawyer's like hoping that the doubt and like, oh, can we?
well, judging by the company this party seems to keep, I don't think that'll be an issue. My other lead that I offer is, I'm sure you've heard about the pair of Silverblade nomads who went missing. That werewolf's den is north of here. If you just travel towards the Wolf Moon Ridge, it's to the east of Zebros' Aether Rig.
That is very good to know. My companions were friends with the nomads who are missing, so if we are able to find a lead on them, that would be good.
I find it alarming that those trained with killing werewolves have been unsuccessful in doing so. I had enlisted their aid at the behest of Lord Belmont, and he also feels as if he carries some of the blame as well.
That's certainly good to know. Did you, pardon my asking, were they offered the same arrangements as we?
No, they requested an alternative form of payment. That agreement was between them and Lord Belmont. I wasn't privy to what arrangements they had made.
I would certainly never pry into business that is not mine in such a fashion.
Well, I imagine it's because of Lord Belmont's experience as a black coat formerly. That's probably why.
Oh, okay. Well, that is good to know.
Yes, he's also a very good source of information if you're looking for an expert's opinion.
I have certainly come to respect and trust the words of the Black Coats, so that
There's a reason he
might
wears
come
it.
in handy.
There's a reason he wears the coat to the meetings, to kind of remind everyone the sheriff isn't the one who knows what he's doing here.
Oh, so he was at the meeting today. I did recognize a coat there.
Yes. Do be wary of the sheriff. Do not let them know we are working together. Actually, I would prefer if we kept our arrangement between us. Until at least it is time to bring the facts to light. And unfortunately, I cannot offer much time. The council wants to move on the 14th, which is, unfortunately, today is the 10th, so not much time. It's just the blood moon. There's a lot of superstition, especially with it being the century since Golgoth's death.
Well, then I think this is certainly something we will get to move on. Perhaps once the sun has risen, it would be better to go traipsing into the woods after werewolves.
Yes, but I will offer up a quarter of the payment up front as good faith to show that I am good for the money. And she holds out a large coin bag. 625.
Olander will take it. And I'll just sort of like pass it back to Constance.
Oh,
my
poor
goodness.
baby.
No.
All right.
I'll write it in playfronts.
She takes it and adds it to the bags.
Here's a heavy thing.
I'm starting to feel bad.
Me too.
I just need art of like Constance with like the big ass backpack with all the
like
shit
the happy
piled
mask salesman, but
Yes.
like with all of the party's crap.
up. Yes.
We're gonna have a Constance Appreciation Day when this is all done.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump to a quick break as these negotiations reach a conclusion because things are gonna happen after them. All right, we'll be right back.
Bye.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to WovenRealm. We took a wee break and we're back to do things. The party has met with Sylvia and has agreed to work for money, because money's cool, and to investigate this werewolf matter. Sylvia believes the druids are innocent and wants the party to prove one way or another just how guilty they are. Or if not at all. Anyway, so you begin making your way back. Sylvia kind of just a short ways ahead of you. You're making your way back to the stinky newt within the Shiverdelve walls, following shortly behind Sylvia. The wind catches your clothing as branches tremble before a luxus breeze. In the distance, you hear a cry for help. Sylvia at this point has already drawn steel and charging bravely onward, calling after you. Will you not give chase, Emerald Caravan? Time to earn that coin!
Oh, yes, run, let's do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
As-
Bells.
On my way!
as soon as I heard the cry for help, I was going.
Like, this is not part of the agreement, but we are going to help, yes.
Are we helping again? Alright.
I suppose we are.
You hustle to the top of the hill that leads down back toward the parish as land grows swampy. You see a woman cowering and shrieking, calling for help. She's surrounded by werewolves that chomp at the bit. Your heel catches against what appears to be, not your heel, your toe catches against what appears to be a dead or unconscious man. Sylvia's already tending to another person, her sword drawn ready to fend off lycanthropes. The woman begins to laugh maniacally. She's just like, Gorgoth take you? And the woman's form begins to contort and shift as she takes on her true form, and it is that of an odd creature with a pearl-colored coat. It resembles the mixture of a fox and some sort of person, and its movements are like those of an elaborate dance. The injured person takes on the form of a werewolf and attempts to overtake Sylvia, and the person who's unconscious beneath your feet shifts and contorts, pouncing up, taking the form similar to that of the fan-wielding assassin. But this one's holding a staff, and it twirls the staff, and like it's got the storm within its martial arts. And as they prepare to take you on, the faceless fox folk don golden masquerade masks, bearing a fox's face that shifts into those of people and back into fox form.
What?
It's time for violence.
Okay, well, I hate this.
I love it.
There's the battle map. All right, so your enemy. Okay, so note that Sylvia's down here in case you want to.
I also shall. $18. Oh. 1 second.
Yeah, unless we're all muted.
Okay, I think it should be better now. Something happened when I switched to the map.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe the inputs got swapped or something.
Okay. Anyway, Oleander, you were reading about these creatures last night in one of your books on lycanthropy. These creatures are called Inari. They are a fox-like kitsune type folk that they take their natural form is what you see, kind of like faceless fox folk, and they're primarily from the eastern continent of Shivar. But they often make their way over here, being children of... it is worth noting that as children of Lycus, they seem to not be as influenced by Lycus's power, and often work as mercenaries for espionage or assassins because, well, they're shapeshifters.
Okay. I don't really have time to relay much to anybody.
And fun fact, they're
Now
actually...
we don't have time to unpack all of that.
They're actually based on... Lycus based them off of cursing fey creatures, like fey fox creatures in the Feywild. And that's how we got Inari and Kitsune. Alright. I'm gonna roll some initiative myself here. I've got a wee bit to roll.
Fucking
Oh, boy.
typical Oleander initiative. Right fucking there with a 5, y'all.
Ooh.
Alright, well, the werewolves got a 26, so,
I mean, that makes sense. It was a trap.
it's a trap!
It's a trap.
I told you we'd run into a trap today. Just for the record.
You certainly called it, yes.
Alright. Bloop.
Had to be right about something sometime, I guess.
100th time for everything.
Alright. Oh shit, that's a 30 for the Inari Pearl Widow.
What the fuck?
Nat 20 plus 10 to initiative.
What?
I got a 9.
Okay, I didn't have the roll 20 up. The enemies are all in the other zones, right?
There's one in the same zone as you. The enemies
Okay.
have a red circle around them.
Oh, okay, so that's Sophia up top center? In purple?
Sylvia, yes.
Sylvia.
Oh boy.
Wrong S-A
SIA name, yeah.
Yeah?
Constance, what's your initiative?
22. Sorry,
Okay,
I put
well-
it in the roll 20.
Oh, you're
Damn,
good.
Constance.
At least not everyone's going last. And then finally, the Inari Storm... Well, I still have to roll Sylvia's, too. The Inari Storm Dancer got a 16. And then, finally, dear Sylvia. Sylvia also got a natural 20. And we'll have a 26 total. But
Nice.
because her 26 is better than the werewolf 26 because, well,
Because you said so.
You say so.
because it was a crit, that's why. Alright, so
Life.
I got a 19. I don't see myself in the order.
oh, I did not see yours in chat, sorry. Is Zara with a 19? Okay, so not everyone's going completely last here. But a big, alright. So
Just me.
The Inari Pearl Widow is up. Okay, what the fuck did I give of these creatures for? Oh, fuck. Okay, here we go.
Great. That's what I want to hear.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Misty Strike Time is going to appear next to Izara in a cloud of mist. It is going to make an attack with the Fan Blade. That's a nat 20. Yeah,
That's
geez,
gonna
I'm gonna
hit.
I'm gonna put that die aside. And then also with the natural even hit, you will be blown back by a force of wind, and she's gonna then throw a Widow Fang dagger at you.
I'm
That's
already
28,
cursed. Haven't I suffered enough?
28
No.
points of damage from the Fan Blade attack. That was max damage crit, and
Oh,
then
boy.
Widow Fang dagger attack as she kind of kicks back and goes back into a puff of clouds. That's gonna be a 27 to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
I'm sorry, this is just... I'm gonna need you to make a hard save.
Oh, fuck. Got a 2.
That's it, yeah, you're gonna be poisoned. 2 ongoing damage for the poison from the daggers, and then you're gonna take 5 from the dagger total. As she disappears into a cloud of smoke and just reappears where she was before.
Oh, I love that. Quick question. Do I take that +2 at the top of my turn or at the end of my turn?
Top of your turn.
Okay, I have 2 hit points left, so I'm going down.
Oh,
Rip.
boy.
It's a trap. Sorry.
Good thing we just bought all those health potions.
I'm the healer.
Alright. I'm sorry, Izara. My dice decided to fuck you up.
Oof.
Yes, it was the dice.
I can
Yes.
at least lay on hands.
Alright.
Have potions.
I'm healthy.
Now it's Sylvia's turn, who's contending with a werewolf, and and her sword just goes alight ablaze as she says something in Celestial. Oh, Sylvia. Darling, let's see, what did you get? That's gonna be a 24, and that's going to definitely hit a werewolf. Alright. Seven. 13. She's gonna hit the werewolf with the sword, and just it kind of like lights ablaze a little bit as it takes a hit and makes a yelp as she kind of gets ready to defend herself against this werewolf creature. It is the werewolves' turns. They're gonna just kind of move up to begin blocking your path to reaching Inari. And 2 of them are gonna attack Sylvia. We'll see if they hit. 1 will hit. The other will not. Alright. That was not a natural even hit. 8 points of damage to Sylvia. Okay. Alrighty. Constance, it's your turn.
I am going to activate my halo. And
Hello.
my halo. And then I'm gonna grab Azara and lay on hands with a big protective hug. Thank you. And so you add 10 to the healing provided by my recovery that I give you. So I give you one of my recoveries. So that's 1d10 times level 2 plus con.
Should I roll that or you?
You can roll it if you want.
I rolled a 10!
Hey! Okay,
Yes!
so take that 10, add another 10, and 4.
So 24.
Yes. Math.
That was very helpful.
And,
Yeah, you just recovered like that whole freaking hit.
You're welcome.
Not quite, but... Thank you very much. That does not remove the ongoing poison, though.
No, it does not.
No.
Okay.
I protect and now I attack because that's a quick action. So
Alright, are you going to attack the Inari Storm Dancer then?
that's the one that's in the same square as us, right?
Yes.
Then yes.
Bada bing. Alright.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't think I'd get this far. Uh, 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. 6 damage.
6?
Yeah.
Alright, so you, let me see, I gotta
rolled
make sure.
minimum damage.
You're good. Alright, yeah, so you hit, and you find purchase against the, goes to block with the staff, and you're just kind of like, you use your staff mace, you kind of just kick away the staff and get a hit in on him. Anything else you're gonna do?
No, that's I've used all of my options.
Izara, it's your turn, you take 2 poison damage.
Okay.
Then at the end of your turn, you'll roll another hard save to see if you kick the poison.
I think in this entire game, I have never once succeeded on one of those. First, I'm going to use my free recovery that I get as a cleric.
Fair.
If my brain would work and I could figure out which dice was which. Oh, max heal again! Hell yes!
Fucking nice!
And because I am... Oh, no, it's not a spell. Never mind. That's 12 points of healing.
Our holy healy girl.
Woohoo! Actually... I still have that cap on my hit points, right, from the curse?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so... But I'm back to as high as I can be. That's good.
Yeah, you really should get that curse figured out,
I really
huh?
should. And then I'm going to cast Shield of Faith.
Alright, targeting who?
Myself, Soren, and Constance.
Alright. So starry energy surrounds, like a constellation forms around you, and then like a shield of starlight forms, and then you feel protected by holy magic. Sorry, is that all you got, Izara?
Yep, that's it.
Alright, the Inari Storm Dancer's up. Oh boy, okay, this is where it's gonna get interesting, folks. Alright. Constance, does a dirty 20 hit
Hit what?
your AC?
No.
Alright, so that'll be a natural odd miss. So, he'll twirl the staff and clouds form around and he strikes out and you're able to block the blow with your staff mace. And, with the natural odd miss, he's going to channel the Tempest. So we'll just give him a little charge counter. You notice that the ends of his staff, crackle with energy. And that'll be his turn. With that, Soren, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna open the book, begin telling the story of how the caravan rolled over a bunch of mangy werewolves in Shiverdelve.
Nice.
And cast Story of Heroes on all 3 of my allies and myself.
Alright! Story of Heroes. Where is
And then
it?
I'm going to, with the story active, level my gun at the Storm Dancer and shoot.
Alright.
And hopefully not hit anyone that's close by.
We can hope.
He's 16 to hit?
The
AC?
AC. Yeah, that'll hit.
Cool. In that case, I do 13 points of damage.
Nice.
And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right, so you tell your story, and then you just kind of like close the book dramatically, place it back in its place where you have it, and then you just kind of pull the gun out of your coat and just level it and just. All
I'm
right.
gonna look back at either Oleander. I can't remember if it was Oleander, Constance, or Azara who made fun of him for never hitting shit with his gun, and just be like, "See
Pretty
that?
sure it was Oleander.
Constance
good.
would never, ever, ever make fun of Soren.
Fair."
All right,
That's his
Oleander. Speaking of, you
Right.
are up.
I just look back at her and I'm like, well, a tattoo happens sometime with the amount of shits we get into. But very good shot. And I'm gonna look around and just go, well, thank you, Beth, we are not in the Empire anymore. And raise my hand, and a bunch of bony skeletal hands are gonna rise around us as 4 crumbling skeletons claw their way out of the earth.
We return to serve.
Protect me and my allies, and you will be free. And I'll point to the Inari Pearl Widow and just sort of have them all converge.
All right, they're gonna
I-
have to move to
Yeah.
get there.
Oh, the one all the way across. I'm sorry. I mean, whatever it is in
Oh, the Wind Dancer?
zone with us. Wind Dancer, yes. Sorry.
You're good.
Looking at the wrong thingy.
You good. You good.
Yeah, so I rolled already. I got a 17 against AC.
Yep.
The lowest is a 16.
They'll all hit. So that's
Sweet.
3
so
times 4, 12
3 times
damage.
4, yeah.
All right, so they all just kind of start beating on the Wind Dancer.
Sweet. I'll just go, okay, good job. Keep them away from me. And I stay right where I am in the back line.
All right. The escalation die will tick up 1. And the Pearl Widow is up. Misty Strike time.
Oh no.
Appears next to Constance.
Oh no.
All right, Constance, she will attack you with the Fan Blade.
Oh no.
And that's going to be a 27 to hit.
Yep.
And that's a natural odd hit, so nothing happens with that.
Means I lose my halo.
And that is going to be 13 points of damage. I'm bad at math. And then she's going to use Kickback to pop free and deal an additional 3 damage to you.
Oh.
And then she's going to head over to Izara and make an attack with her sai then.
Again?
Yeah, she sees what kind of sword you have. That is going to be a 15 versus AC.
That will miss.
So she goes to try and hit with the sai, and you know she's trying to kind of aim for the sword, and she kind of goes too wide as you pull it back. And she's going to be ending her turn next to you. Engaged.
Fuck.
All right. Ooh, Sylvia, my girl's up. Oleander's girl's up. What? We know it when we see it. Ships in the chat. Sylvia's going to let out a thunderous battle cry as her hair grows alight in flames, and she just kind of lets out this fiery smite. And yeah, that's gonna definitely hit. That's an 18 plus. How much damage does she deal again? Oh yeah, that much. Okay.
Maybe not.
What?
Can you maybe not?
She's your ally.
I know, but it's just the way you said that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that much.
No, I didn't, whatever. 11 points of damage to both the werewolves as she kind of just, they engulf in flames, just and one of them goes down, and the other one actually goes down too. And she kind of makes she then runs into the other zone with the other werewolves, and she's like, I've got those ones over there. How are you holding up?
We are working on it.
And it's the werewolves' turns, and they're gonna 3 of them are going to pile in on Sylvia here. Just give me 3 d20s. Make this easy on myself. Oh, here we go. A nat 1 won't hit. An 11 won't hit. And a 15 won't hit. They're kind of just hitting the chainmail underneath her robes. And they might be ripping the violet robe she's wearing, but the chainmail she has on is protecting her from their claws. Constance, it is your turn.
I am going to bless everybody with my helmet.
Alrighty.
I think I can do that to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, your helmet's special.
Yeah. Okay, and then I am going to smite this windy boy.
Yep, so you say Archon's roar.
Oops.
And any fear you have, you feel courageous as the lion's roar echoes throughout the swampland.
Ooh, okay, and let's roll for smart. Are you better? 1 second, I have to do actual math now to see if I hit. No, seriously. 11 plus 16.
Targeting. Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. Whew. Alright. 15. 15 damage.
15. What?
15 damage.
All right, Constance, you raise up the mace and it glows brightly, and as you bring it down, the helmet of the lions just as you bring down the mace and smoosh this Inari wind dancer into a fine paste with your smite.
Ha 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 ha.
It's actually probably just a pile of dust because of the radiant smite.
Hell yeah. That's great. I love it.
All right. Izara, you're up. Constance looks like she's got that shit handled.
Okay, I have literally never done this before, but there's a first time for everything. I'm going to make a melee attack.
What?
Do it.
So I pull out my silvered sword, and I'm going to attempt to do a stab.
Do a stab.
Okay, and that's +1 from Bless, 1 from the Song of Heroes, and 1 from the escalation die.
Yeah.
Well, it's only an 11.
That will not hit. You go to hit, and she just kind of catches the strike with the sword in her side and kind of throws the blade to the side.
I don't think Azara has ever made a melee attack in earnest in her entire life. Like, she knows how to do it.
Yeah.
She has never done it before.
The Pearl Widow leans up real close. The mask just kind of like this, like, liquid gold that kind of ripples and just changes and contorts into, like, faces that are just, you don't know who they are, but then it contorts back into the fox's face, and she's like, you're going to have to try harder than that.
Okay, I'm going to use my Invocation of Life. So that's, you can add the escalation die to a save.
I'm gonna need to make more room for these buffs here, or I'm gonna have to start smooshing them. Y'all got a lot of buffs.
Azara is too busy being concerned with not dying to respond.
Valid.
Mood. All right. With that, Soren, you are up.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, the wind dancer died.
Oh, right. Okay, and I can't move this way, right? Like, the zones are...
Yeah, they're separated, unless you want to, like, try and make some sort of, like, check.
Nah, it's okay. Can I shoot across it? Like, can I
Yeah,
shoot?
yeah,
you to help
it's just
Sylvia?
water that's separating it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Just
run
like
to the
swampy
edge.
water.
Gotcha. I'm gonna run to the edge and then shoot the most injured werewolf on Sylvia. Or
All right.
What's her name? Yeah.
Sylvia, yeah. Sorry, similar names.
That's not good. 8.
Yeah, that shot's gonna go wide. Oleander's gonna
I just
get...
try to silence it real quick.
No,
Little
you definitely hear like a smirk, like a hit.
That one didn't count. Little misfire over here.
Sylvia, you hear Sylvia, watch where you're shooting that thing!
And then I'm gonna roll to continue my story, and that fails. Awesome. So I'm gonna give Constance +2 to her next attack, and then the story is done. So everybody else loses it. But
Oh.
and that's gonna be my turn.
So how does the story end, Soren?
We all die.
Oh.
I think Soren's just going about like telling the story. Then he like has to drop the book for a second and take aim, and then he just kind of loses his page. And like that's kind of why he misses too. He's like trying to thumb through and find the page really quick, and he starts telling the story about Emmy again. He's like, "Fuck, wrong, damn it," and he just has to thumb back through it.
Oleander, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to point across the way at one of the werewolves on Sylvia and cast Chant of Endings. And I rolled a fucking nat 20 on that. It's a cantrip, but it's a good one because that deals a total of 24 negative.
Yeah, that werewolf is a
energy.
skeleton now.
Like the air sort of around it like gets filled with the voices of just the dead in the immediate vicinity, and the werewolf's like clutching his ears and collapses.
Yeah, it's just a skeleton by the time it's done. Sylvia's just like, thanks.
No problem. Go ahead, keep helping. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to point to, what is it, the Pearl Widow that's fucking with Azara? I'll point to that, and I'll tell my skeletons to, go help her. And they're going to roll. The lowest for them is a 15 versus AC.
The 15, anything below 16 will not hit.
Okay, that's gonna be 3 hits, including another nat 20, so it's gonna be 6, 7, 8, 9, 12.
Jesus! Alright, so the skeletons just kind of start wailing on the Pearl Widow. She's kind of starting to get outnumbered here, even though she is a skilled assassin. She's kind of lost the upper hand with her buddy going down.
I'm staying in the zone, but Oleander's just gonna sort of like move to be able to like, better see things flavor-wise.
No worries. Alright, escalation die goes up. Pearl Widow is up. She's gonna appear next to Oleander. Hello.
Who's an Abens?
That is going to be, oh fuck, that's a 19, so that's a natural odd hit. Natural odd hit. Oh no, this is the you should be happy you killed the Storm Dancer, because he, with his naturals, he could just start comboing off, and he could like just knock you into the air and just start beating the shit out of you. Oh man, I'm kind of bummed he died early, because like I was like, oh, where's the cool shit?
Terrible.
Oh, so awful.
That's a 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, natural, nope, okay, so not a natural even hit, so you don't eat the extra attack here, but she will use her ability to pop 3 and deal an additional 3 damage. You're gonna take 10 points of damage from the fan blade.
Alright.
That's not terrible, but then you'll take an additional 3 as she kicks off you, and then runs next to Soren and uses the Sigh against him.
I am staggered, if that matters for anything these enemies have.
Nah.
I like
Soren,
to let you know.
Thank you, though. That's a 9 to hit your AC.
No.
So she goes to strike at you, and you kind of just like shoot the gun off, just whatever, just to like get it ringing in the ear to disorient her. It doesn't matter if the bullet finds purchase. You're doing it for protection at this point. And
that one hit.
All right, Sylvia's up, and she's just gonna let out like this like uproarious battle cry. She just kind of stabs out with the sword first. She'll miss with the sword, but then she'll come back with like a backhand that's on fire and just try and punch this werewolf in the face. And that will hit with a 16 just hitting, and that will deal math is hard. I gotta find die. Ooh, minimum damage, girl. That's gonna be 3. So that werewolf ain't going down. But she does punch it in the schnoz, and it's just kind of. And speaking of the werewolves, they're up, and they're gonna begin piling in on Constance here.
No.
All right, Constance,
Yes.
you're under attack.
Aw.
Does a 17 hit?
Hit
AC.
what? No.
It's all AC. Dirty 20.
No. 1 second. No.
Your shield of faith. 21.
No.
So all the werewolves are just trying to maul you, and they're just, and you're just kind of like pushing them back, and they're not
last
finding
one
any
almost
effect
did.
on you. All right, and then 2 of them are gonna attack Sylvia here. One will hit with a nat 20. Ooh, and she's gonna be vulnerable until the werewolf's next turn, and she's gonna take 7 points of damage. She's still up. All right, Constance, it is your turn.
All right. So I am surrounded by werewolves. God. Who is directly in front of me again? Because I'm gonna attack.
What's up?
I'm gonna attack whoever that is directly in front of me. I can't remember.
That's the Pearl Widow.
Yeah, the Pearl Widow. I'm gonna attack her. I'm gonna
All right.
smite it. And I don't think I hit. It's only gonna be like in the mid-teens. Is that gonna hit?
Yeah, it could hit. It could hit. That could hit.
Okay, all right.
He doesn't have high AC.
Oh, God, I gotta do some math then. Give me 1 second. Okay, so. It's gonna be 18?
That'll hit.
Oh, okay, cool. Plus 5. 18 damage.
Constance, dear Jesus.
What?
By the gods. Constance, are you smiting again?
Yeah.
You raise your staff mace up, calling
The
out.
only way I hit.
I don't know what you call out when you smite. What's the anime phrases?
Oh, I've got one. 1 second. Divine Eternal Judgment!
And the mace just glows brightly, and as she brings it down, she just swings in like this radiant whirlwind swing, just hitting everyone, and takes the Pearl Widow out, and she's just kind of swinging the mace around, and just the Pearl Widow just every time the mace hits, a strike of light, and like it lights up the whole area in the swamp, and there's just a sizzling pile of steam left. All sizzling piles of steam left around Constance as the other werewolves run away as you kill the Pearl Widow as they were kind of coordinating the attack.
Ooh.
So Sylvia's kind of starts just cleaning herself up, cleaning the blade off, making sure she's okay, and she runs over, make sure you're all okay. And then she's just kind of like, well, someone definitely doesn't want us looking into things, judging by what just happened. Are you all okay?
Yes?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think so. We have certainly all been worse for wear.
Yes.
Leander gonna go dismiss her skeletons.
All right, and then it's
If
just
they
like,
didn't fall during the battle, I'll just be like, "You served well. Go be at peace."
thank you. And just kind of like rays of light kind of shoot out their sockets as the bones just kind of collapse. That's interesting. You carry a magical gift as well, I see.
Oh, yeah, I see you have some very, unique gifts of your own.
Oh, well, I don't get the name Wildfire from nowhere, I suppose. Well, you have certainly proved yourselves formidable with the way of the sword, I must say. I'm glad that I have seen that what my coin pays for.
Glad that our skills are satisfactory.
Oh, very much so. I did not realize that your caravan carried such magical talents.
We try.
Interesting. Look at these werewolves. And you notice these werewolves have their corpses, the ones that have died, are wolves, and they kind of just have these golden masks laying next to their bodies, similar to the ones the Inari were wearing, and their masks are also left. Also, someone roll a D100 for me.
Ooh, oh shit. You got it, Chris?
Hey.
Do I recognize anything about the masks, like, specifically?
It's gonna be a skill check of some kind.
Can I roll freaking nerd?
Sure.
60.
60. Oh, shit, nice. There's a nice staff with some gusty tips kind of laying there. The staff kind of has these like little beads at the end that kind of are done up in a thunderbolt and cloud shape.
I found this. All three of you could probably use this of some sort.
I rolled a 15 for my check on the masks. If I wanted to see if I can tell anything about the staff, can I roll again, or does somebody else want to try to figure out?
Oh yeah,
I
you
feel
can.
bad doing all the rolls, but it's Oleander's thing.
Not my area of expertise.
I can also roll.
Listen, there are things in this world that Azara is very good at.
All right, there's an
Not
item
one
in
of
the
them.
inventory because I assume you're gonna take one with you. The ever-shifting golden mask. The face of this mask shimmers with a gold that waves and ripples, almost like a thick liquid. Parts of that liquid gold drip off, but it seems as if the mask never loses any matter. The humanoid face constantly shifts between that of a human's and a bestial wolf.
I rolled a nat 20 on the staff.
Nice.
That is a cyclone staff. It is a staff used by Inari wind dancers and storm dancers, and its special enchantment is natural odd miss. You channel the tempest, and the next time you hit with the weapon, you'll deal an additional 1d6 lightning damage with it.
Constance, I think this could be useful for you. It's similar to your current staff, but it does like lightning damage as well.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
Well, you earned it the way you smote them all, so here you go.
Thank you so much, Soren.
That's very
Thank you.
impressive.
The staff also has a spell attached to it that I just need to figure out between sessions. It's gonna be like
Nice.
it's gonna be like a minor like gust spell or something like that.
That's cool.
Like honestly, that's what I'm thinking. It's like a gut. Like honestly, that's what it is. You have like essentially the gust cantrip or whatever attached to the staff, so you can use the staff to make like little gusts of wind.
Love it.
So I'll make an entry for that, but you can add that to your inventory. So on a natural odd miss, you get to apply a plus 1d6 lightning damage on your next attack. That also stacks, just so you know.
Ooh.
So if you keep getting natural odd misses, the next time you hit, it's gonna just be a zappy time.
That's cool.
Ooh.
It's kind of like a paladin's like best friend.
Oh, I dig.
And then the gold mask, with the 15, Oleander, number one, probably not a good idea to put this thing on.
Okay. I will be like, nobody wear this, like, as soon as I recognize it.
It is certainly magical in nature, there's no question about it. The type of magic placed on it druidic in nature.
Okay.
And that's all you can really, you don't really get any, like, you kind of get the basics, and it's just kind of like you don't really recognize what group this would have belonged to. Certainly religious, probably in connotation, though the distressed and bestial face suggests some sort of lichen connection.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they said the name Gorgoth during their attack, which I know Olander had recognized during her research already, so...
Yeah, and I mean, I think Sylvia mentioned it too.
Yeah, I think she did. So, Olander's sort of examining the mask, be like, I do not think it would be a good idea for anyone to wear this. It has some sort of druidic powers, but I can't tell exactly what.
You said druidic?
Yeah, perhaps your friend will be able to help us.
Yeah, I just hope they're not associated with such occult magic.
This would be unfortunate. This is some pretty serious, scheisse, pardon my Promethean.
No, that's, appropriate. It is very strange indeed. Well, all the better that I did hire you. This is certainly a great place for our investigation to start. The fact that someone doesn't even want us doing this in the first place. And, I don't know about you, but it takes very good coin to pay for Inari mercenaries.
I think it's
Which-
Oh, sorry, Azara, go ahead.
Which makes me wonder how an enclave of druids in the forest could afford it.
Yes, and there's not many in Shiverdelve who could afford such services quite easily, and quite honestly, there was never any Inari presence here until, well, now, I suppose.
I can think of someone with means and motive. Now we just need proof.
I'm not going to say the name. I don't want to sully your intuition.
To be fair, the fact that these werewolves attacked us while we were with you, Lady Sylvia, I think speaks volumes as to our concerns about the legitimacy of the arrest of
Yes.
Mr. Willowbreeze.
Even, I do actually think that the sheriff believes he's doing the right thing. The problem is he's so caught up in trying to protect his people, he's forgetting about the larger picture here. There are influences outside of Shiverdelve at play, most certainly.
I think that's safe to say. For beings to come so far for whatever purpose it is,
Yes.
something is not right.
Perhaps we should meet tomorrow night, but do not recommend us meeting as a group. Perhaps just one or two of you. I'm afraid if we get seen with each other again, the next ambush or trap that we get pulled into is not going to be as much fun to combat.
Well, I would be more than happy to meet to discuss whatever it is we find of our investigation. Perhaps over some drinks so we do not, draw any attention.
Perhaps. I like the way you think there, Oleander. That's creative. Yes. Who's to say why can't an outsider such as yourself want to affiliate with me? We could do drinks, perhaps at the Market Row pub, or actually somewhere a little bit more away from the prying eyes.
I trust to your judgment. I am new in town, so I do not really know the best places to go.
We'll meet at the Taint Catfish. The folk there are mostly outsiders, wouldn't know who you or I are, and I know the owner. He's a good folk.
So that sounds like a good plan then.
All right. Then tomorrow eve, I suggest we perhaps part ways here, as to not draw any more attention to ourselves.
I think that is wise. If you would like to go ahead, we can wait a few moments and come in after.
Celeste guide you. And she turns and begins making her way away from you.
Oleander totally watches her walk away for a few.
Yeah, you watch her walk away. She kind of takes a moment, glances back at the group, and then just continues walking.
Yeah. Well, this was a productive evening.
You.
I think we all learned a lot.
Learned a bit.
Oh my lord.
Should we... I do not know if it is best to begin, I suppose, with this enclave then, tomorrow? If there are someone there who might be able to tell us about this mask. Or we could go and investigate the wolf den further north and see if perhaps we can find your friends.
I would like to visit the Felber Caravan. This curse is more detrimental by the day.
Oh,
I think we need to do that, obviously. And I think we should also meet this Fenris fella that we were told to. So.
I think so too. If nothing else, it would be good to have more allies in the area if we can. I do not like this ambush.
No.
You were right, Soren. We did indeed step into a trap this evening, just not the one I was worried about.
Thought we would.
Well, I stand corrected.
I wasn't gonna rub it in. So.
I guess after enough time passes, we head into the city. Unless there's something anyone wanted to do before we go back in. We already checked all of the boxes.
Sorry,
right?
I'm having fun with Azara right now.
Oh no.
Alright, so basically what happened is during your little conversation, Azara saw out of the corner of her eye a tiger engulfed in fire and shadow. When she looks at it, it stares at her, snarls, turns away, and slinks off into the forest of the night.
That's fine.
Now here's where I balance what I want to do versus what I should do versus what my wisdom score says I would do.
Oh my goodness. Go on. I'm listening.
How bad is it? Try and follow.
Oh no, she's gonna follow
How
the
far
tiger.
away?
Not very far away from
Remember, how far away was it first?
you.
Common sense says don't follow it, but curiosity says I want to know what the fuck is up.
It was a good first down away. 10 yards.
Okay. Azara has a wisdom score that is very high, so she's not stupid enough to follow it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a good thing Shaw didn't see that tiger.
So I will... What the fuck? Okay, I quietly watch it go.
Yeah, you no one else sees the tiger. If you looked over where Azara was looking, it's just forest.
Azara's like staring at a patch of nothing, like...
You alright?
Like you've seen a ghost, and I know you did not.
Ghost. You didn't see anything?
No, I
Oh, should I have seen something?
Is that fire, shadow, tiger imagery? Is that something I'd recognize at all?
Maybe familiar from your chats with Emmy about the eternally damned Rakshasa.
Oh, good. Rakshasa again.
Yeah.
I do not have a good track record with them.
I don't know what you're
None of us
talking about.
Me, check them hands. Always check them hands.
Violent flashbacks to that one time I got our entire party transported to the Shadowfell.
Because, and here's me saying, y'all, why are you gonna trust this tiger dude? He's totally a Rakshasa. He's gonna fuck us over. Nope.
He deserves the chance.
Nope. We didn't want to listen to reason. Nope. Lucy,
Okay.
trust demons and devils. And
Azara
then bad
has
things
a higher
happen.
wisdom score than Amara did.
Oh my lord. Chase the tiger, I dare you.
I'm not going to. Listen, Amara's compassion score was higher than her wisdom.
Fair, fair. All right. So yeah, no one else. There's no fucking tiger there.
Oh, well, if Azara says that I should have seen the tiger, then I did see the tiger.
You don't have to lie, Constance. It's in fact better if you do not.
Oh,
I do not think it is a matter of what you should or should not have seen, Constance. It is just what you did or did not.
how do I know what I have seen and what I have not seen?
That's a hard question, Constance.
You know, there are professors at the Oprix Academy who have spent literally centuries asking that question, and I don't think we have time to unpack all of that.
Oh no.
I have some books if you are interested, though. Just like, Olander's like, let me get out, compile
Oh,
you
yes,
a
would
Philosophy 101 curriculum.
Oh, would you like me to carry them for you?
Oh, no, that is okay, but I do actually have some books that might interest you, Constance, if you are interested.
Oh.
Back at the inn. But
Constance, do you often doubt the evidence of your own eyes?
I do not quite understand what that means. I understand what it is to see things. But sometimes what you see may not actually be what exactly it is, and sometimes things are not always correct.
That is true. Sometimes your eyes can play tricks, or
Exactly.
there can be illusion magics at play.
Exactly.
I guess what concerned me more so is that when Azara, Azara didn't say like, oh, you should have seen the tiger, but Azara like implied like, oh, there was a tiger there, right?
Mhm.
And so I guess what concerned me is that you believed somebody else's opinion over what you actually saw. And so does that happen often, where you see something and someone tells you otherwise, and you believe that?
I do not think it was Azara's opinion. I do believe that she saw what she says she saw.
That does not mean it was truly there, though, because the three of you did not see it.
and that does not
But
mean
I
that you
trust
should have
you.
seen it.
I believe you.
But that
Well-
does not change the veracity of whether or not you saw it yourself.
That's very flattering, Constance, that you would have such faith in my opinion and my perspective on the world. But it is important to also have faith in your own abilities and perspectives. When you see something, really see it, typically one's first instinct is to believe what they have seen. And more often than not, in the majority of people, that can be relied upon. There are instances in which it cannot, such as when the presence of a hallucinogen or illusions are at play.
But we are clairvoyant, are we not? We are used to seeing things that others do not believe are there.
That is true. That does muddy the waters on this issue.
Very good point, Constance.
But that still does not necessarily mean that you need to change what you know or believe you saw yourself. I mean, I see spirits around us all of the time. That does not mean that you should necessarily. It just means that they are there, and I see in a different way. You know, like that fun or that fun. Is that fun?
Oh, And Constance will, like, kind of look around, like...
That's
oh,
one of those
okay.
clairvoyants, too.
Oh.
And I'm just like...
I'm more curious as to who has been telling you to doubt the evidence of your own eyes. As someone who is clairvoyant, you are more likely to see the truth of things than someone who isn't, rather than the reverse.
Well, I am still in training. I still have much left to learn. Mother Superior knows far more than I do, so I trust her in her interpretations.
Yeah, I did that. Didn't work out.
I am very sorry for that. Truly.
Does Mother Superior often tell you that you see things differently than you think?
I do not know. I had not thought of that before.
I am simply curious.
So am I. What manner of things does she tend to tell you you should or should not be seeing?
I am afraid I am getting rather uncomfortable in this conversation.
Well, if you're uncomfortable, then of course we don't have to discuss it, but I am simply concerned for your welfare. You're a friend.
I trust in Mother Superior and her mission and my mission, and it is rather hurtful that you would question my beliefs when I have not done the same for any of you.
I apologize, Constance. I didn't mean to question your beliefs.
Do you not agree that dismissing different sets of values due to ignorance is foolish? How many foolish wars have been fought on the basis of this ignorance?
No.
I do apologize if we were judging your beliefs. I think we were simply trying to understand the worldview that you have. It is very different than ours, Constance.
Yes, I know. I should have prepared better for this. I am afraid growing up in my community has not quite prepared me for some of the more delicate intricacies of social interaction.
Well, you have done nothing wrong, Constance.
Yeah. We are all learning, I think, the different ways that we have all sort of learned to interact with each other in the world. You know, you trust in Mother Superior to tell you, you know, the way things are and what she sees, and I think it is just, Constance, that we trust in you to tell us what you see, and we can't do that if you change what you see to what you think others want you to.
I shall reflect on this. Thank you.
And I am sorry if we made you uncomfortable.
It is okay. I understand that things are different where I come from. And I knew I would be rather unusual.
Well, I think we're all unusual in our own ways.
Give us. Is there one thing I will say is that I've said similar to other members of this group, but I would just say that make sure to live your life as it is your own story and not other people's. That's all I will leave it with. But.
What time of day is it?
I was gonna say, it's late. Perhaps we can
Yeah, it's like
find-
almost midnight.
Yeah, Constance will excuse herself to bed.
That's fair. I assumed we walked back into the stinky nude at some
Yeah, I
point.
kind of figured we were like having this conversation like as we're going.
Yeah.
Once Constance leaves, I will lean into the others. Like, is anyone else deeply concerned?
Very much.
Definitely. Yeah, we gotta go fuck those people up in Eternal Trap. We gotta call the Inquisitors or some shit.
Well, that is what is so concerning. That sort of, I don't know, just trusting in what those above you say. That is the kind of thing the Inquisitors and the Church of Coveth do.
Nice.
I mean, I had a lot of faith in what the abbess said, but she never encouraged me to doubt my own perception. In fact, she encouraged the opposite. She wanted me to be sure of myself and how I perceive the world, because I was clairvoyant.
Yeah, I had similar experiences. My family definitely has an ideology that they are behind, but they don't force you to subscribe to it. If you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there. Yeah. I'm definitely concerned for our innocent Constance.
Speaking of innocent Constance, as you're tucking into bed and thinking about faith, you're kind of having memories about questioning faith. And you're sitting in the room with the doctor. He's kind of pacing. He's got a long cane with a silver tip, a silver crow at the top of the cane. And he's got the familiar beaked mask on, green goggles. And he just kind of walks over to you, and you're trying to remember who you're looking at in this instance. They're familiar to you. They're a kid like you, probably. But then the good doctor looks at you, little it is time that you teach a lesson in humility and faith. And we'll just leave it there. And that's the dream that you have about after your fun little interaction. Anything else anyone wants to do before I do something really mean here?
Oh,
one last
yeah.
thing.
Question. Did anything happen after I took my medicine?
Not yet, but you probably
Okay.
did scoop up some werewolf blood on the way out too, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody stall! Somebody stall!
I got nothing. My
I got
date's not
nothing.
till next session.
All right,
Yeah.
Zara.
Oh no!
So you fall asleep wonderfully, and you hear a familiar voice. Oh, no, you got something that belongs to me, I think. It's a familiar voice. And you see standing, twirling the cutlass of the damned, Oinks Bane, the deadly, the terrible, sleazy werebore assassin. Oi, look, I say, you got something that belonged to me, and now you're gonna give it away.
I think you are mistaken.
Oi, yeah, we both know what I'm talking about. And he kind of disappears for a moment. And then you hear a familiar voice you haven't heard in almost 2 months. I said, darling, you had something that belongs to me.
And I said, I believe you are mistaken.
The heart of dreams. Stop playing this.
I do not have it.
Then where is it?
I don't know.
You lie.
It is the truth.
Are you just like your grandfather?
I am nothing like him.
No, but you're just like him. I came for what's mine, and if I don't get it, and you can kind of feel like a tension growing around your neck. I will get what I want, or I will claim your soul.
You will not be able to get it from me.
Oh, if I can't. And he kind of starts walking away and he turns back. He can. And you just see this demonic moth creature in the corner. Come here. Is that granddaughter? And that's when you just wake up in a cold sweat, and yet you don't recover anything in your rest.
Oh,
I'm actually going to walk to the window and like slam the door open and glare up at the moon. I don't have it!
Close it.
Constance rolls over.
All right, and with that, we'll see you next week on WovenRealm. Thank you everyone for joining us for another wonderful episode of WovenRealm. I'm hot and tired, so
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
are.
I am going to thank you. Join us next week. Use our code Chromatic. You know where to find us all. Lucy's at Fat Dragon Gaming. Sam's doing stuff with No Initiative and all kinds of cool stuff.
New
I'm a
season
loser.
on Monday. Just saying.
Oh, what? For reals?
Yeah, on Monday it's the
Oh, yeah!
of season 5 of
Look.
Quest the Soaring City. So
Look, real talk, life's been a blur lately. So
Yeah.
anyway, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week. Let's go look at some shrimps.
Yes! Shrimps.
Shrimpies.
Going to the shrimps. Going to the shrimps. Goodbye.